Please rise for the presentation of colors and singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning. I'd like to welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony for the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2018. It's my pleasure to introduce the president of WVSOM, Dr. Michael Edelman.
Well, thank you, Dr. Bridges, and good morning. Please join me in thanking Sergeant Long and the Greenbrier East Junior ROTC Color Guard. And also, I want to thank Dallas Marsh for singing the national anthem for us today. Wasn't he amazing? It was amazing. And also, please help me thank Jeff Bryant and the Greenbrier River Brass Ensemble. Good morning, distinguished guests, students, members of the faculty, administrative staff, employees, members of the graduating class of 2018, family, and friends. Welcome to the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine's 41st Commencement Ceremony. This morning, I'm pleased and honored to be joined on the platform by many distinguished guests. I would like to take a moment at this time to recognize a few individuals, and I ask that you please hold your applause until I've finished. Joining me on the platform today are Robert Holstein, DO, Vice Chair of the Board of Governors for WVSOM. Our keynote speaker, Governor James Justice. Robert Alexo, DO, President of the WVSOM Alumni Association. Art Rubin, DO, President of the West Virginia Osteopathic Medical Association. Craig Boisford, DO, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean. Jim Nemitz, PhD, Vice President for Administration and External Relations. And O.J. Bales, DO, one of the 4 founders of WVSOM. Dr. Bales was instrumental in establishing the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine, and along the way with him has been his beautiful 94-year-old wife, who stood by him through his medical school years, raised their children, worked in his medical office, and at the age of 91, was doing electronic medical records. A treat for most of us, that's right. Yeah. Through Dr. Bales, we've come to know Gene Bales as a terrific manager, a decision maker, and always a good person with a nice, kind, sweet, and gentle disposition, much like Dr. Bales himself. Because of their love for the school together, they have attended almost every graduation ceremony and white coat convocation ceremony held at WVSOM and have always been true supporters. Reason I wanted to recognize them is that this month, Dr. and Mrs. Bales will celebrate their 72nd wedding anniversary. So please join me in congratulating them. I would also like to recognize several individuals who are friends and supporters of WVSOM and who are in our audience today. Again, please hold your applause. In our audience today, we have members of our Board of Governors, John Garlitz, DO, Gary Poling, DO, and Steve Sarver. We also have in our audience Larry Ware, Vice President for Finance and Facilities, Jeffrey Shawver, Vice President for Governmental Relations and General Counsel, Marilee Butcher, Vice President for Communications and Administrative Affairs, Leslie Bixler, Vice President for Human Resources, John Manchester, the Mayor of Lewisburg, Senator Stephen Baldwin, Delegate George Boogie Ambler, and Delegate Jeff Campbell. We also have joining us Governor's wife Kathy Justice, and from the Governor's office, Mike Hall, Chief of Staff, Butch Antolini, Director of Communications, and Lisa Amoroso, Special Assistant to the Chief of Staff. And my wife, Dr. Cheryl Edelman. Please join me in welcoming all of our guests. Graduates, it's my pleasure to welcome you on this very special day. Today, you're going to join the ranks of the medical world of osteopathic physicians. Before going any further, I'd like to ask the class of 2018 to please rise. Class of 2018, I know that in this audience today, you have parents, spouses, friends, and relatives who have assisted and supported you over these years as you pursued your dream of becoming an osteopathic physician. This is your chance to publicly show your thanks and appreciation. Please join me in applauding these very important people. Thank you. You may be seated. You're about to become graduates of one of the finest medical schools in this country. WVSOM has a reputation as a leader in graduating physicians of the highest caliber. Our school has been nationally ranked by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best medical schools for 20 consecutive years. Yes, thank you. That is true. In addition, academic medicine ranked WVSOM as the #1 school in the United States for producing physicians who practice in rural areas. I am extremely proud of this school and of what you and those who have come before you have accomplished. You too should be proud of your individual accomplishments and the accomplishments of your class. Quality, excellence, commitment, and caring. That's what makes an excellent osteopathic physician, and we expect no less from you. You will have patients' lives in your hands. That's an awesome responsibility, and I know that you're well prepared for that. I'm confident that you will continue to represent yourselves and the school with the same level of enthusiasm, service, and professionalism that you have demonstrated over these past 4 years. You now embark upon a new chapter in your life as you enter your residency programs. I wish you all of the best. Good luck and congratulations, class of 2018. I'm very proud of you. And now I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Please welcome the Vice Chair of our Board of Governors, Dr. Robert Holstein.
You have looked into their eyes as they have trusted you to examine them with purity of intent. They have smiled at you nervously as you have touched and examined their bodies in your quest to learn. They have trusted you with a vulnerability which they usually reserve only for those who they love with true intimacy. They have listened to your words of reassurance and comfort and wisdom with the respect deserving only a physician. They have trusted you with their fears, their hopes, and their very lives. These patients that you have touched have changed your life forever. They have allowed you as students to practice the art of medicine on them because they truly believe this to be essential to your learning process. They did not do this because they owe you, because they don't owe you anything. But now you owe them. You owe them not perfection, because you're never going to achieve that, but you owe them to do your very best. In the presence of our governor of this great state of West Virginia, and under whose leadership we serve and are appointed, the Board of Governors of West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine and our chairman, Dr. Charles Davis, congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. Don't forget how you got here. Don't forget who helped you to get here. And above all, do your best. May God bless you, and may God bless WVSOM.
Thank you, Dr. Holstein. Now please welcome the president of the WVSOM Alumni Association, Dr. Rob Elixir.
Good morning, graduates, families, friends, and guests. Good morning. Today, I would like to share with you a quick personal experience that I had that helped shape my career. Shortly after my own graduation here, I met a patient in the hospital who was very ill. She was suffering from complications of diabetes. She had already had one leg amputated. She was on the verge of dialysis, and she had lost about 90% of her vision. She could really only see shadows. On the first day of my rotation, I walked in. Hearing me coming, she said, "Who are you?" I quickly answered, "I'm Dr. Alexo. I'm your doctor." And that's when she told me, "Well, you're half right." Now, this was early on in my career, and I really had a lot to learn, but I thought I knew who I was. Then she proceeded to tell me, "Although I'm sure you worked very hard at it, a doctor is your title. A doctor is what you are. Who you are goes much deeper. Who you are becomes a passion that you strive to complete the rest of your life. This passion changes the way you think and changes the way you act. You will find yourself taking interest in others, oftentimes perfect strangers, and truly caring if they get better. Some problems will keep you up all night, and they won't even be your own problems. As often, you'll find yourself putting other people's needs ahead of your own. And you will find yourself constantly looking for ways to comfort your patients. And learning becomes a lifelong goal. Now, over that next month, I learned a lot in that room. I learned a lot of medicine. I learned a lot about myself. And I also learned that sometimes, even people who were nearly blind see some things better than we do. Graduates, today you are joining one of the elite groups in America as alumni of WVSOM. Now, from the graduates who come before you and from your alumni association, we ask that you continue to make us proud. And we ask that you strive to make an osteopathic physician who you are, not just what you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Alexo. Our next speaker is the president of the West Virginia Osteopathic Medical Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Art Rubin.
Thank you. Good morning, Governor Justice, President Edelman, and guests. It is my pleasure to offer greetings and congratulations to the class of 2018, their families and friends from your West Virginia Osteopathic Medical Association, WVOMA. I am Dr. Art Rubin, WVOMA president, and a WVSOM graduate 39 years ago in the class of 1979. Founded in 1902 as the West Virginia Society of Osteopathic Medicine, WVOMA has served West Virginia osteopathic physicians and medical students for some 116 years. We are the voice for DOs in the West Virginia legislature, playing a vital role in influencing healthcare legislation and improving the quality of patient care in our state. Our views and positions are heard and respected. We also provide educational opportunities for our member physicians with CME programs, and we market our profession's advantages to the citizens of West Virginia. Today, we have made each member of the class of 2018 resident members of WVOMA. Whether you are staying in West Virginia or heading out of state to complete your training, make no mistake about it, WVOMA and the DOs in West Virginia are your family. Wherever your career takes you, maintaining your WVOMA membership keeps our profession strong, our voices heard, and helps us to keep the light on the front porch when you need your special family. WVOMA also would like to give a special recognition to Dr. Edelman today. His hard work and innovations at WVSOM have strengthened the medical education that our students are receiving at this time. He has been a supporter of WVOMA at the state and national level, and we thank him today for his service to our organization, along with that of his wife, Dr. Cheryl Edelman. Graduates, please accept my congratulations today on the milestone you have achieved. I'm pleased to welcome each of you today as fellow alumni and colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rubin. And now to help me introduce our keynote speaker, I would like to ask Mr. Steve Sarver to join me at the platform. Mr. Sarver is one of our board members, and his son is in the graduating class. Mr. Sarver.
Well, first of all, congratulations to the class of 2018. And I've spoken occasionally on behalf of the governor, but never in as prestigious setting as this. So my wife told me this morning that I had to keep it solemn and I had to keep it like low key, and so we'll see. But anyway, you all have a really, really bright future. And however, all of us have gone to church before and listened to the minister. We've gone to banquets and listened to the speaker, or we've half listened, or we've daydreamed about winning the lottery. We haven't listened at all. Today, one of our neighbors has agreed to drop in and speak to us for a little bit. You should really listen today. He's known by many different names, facetiously as Little Jimmy, respectfully as Big Daddy, fearfully as Coach Justice, and honorably as the governor of the best state in the union. Despite his affection for fried chicken and chocolate chip cookies, which are not really a part of the preventive diet, he really, really is an unusual and unique person. I could go on for like a long time, but this is not about me. It's his speech about all the good deeds he's done that no one knows about. He is probably, even though he would say he is, he's probably no smarter than you graduates. You are the brightest of the bright. And he would tell you all day long his IQ is higher than yours. And I would tell you I'm not so sure. However, what he has done over the years, not his acquisitions or his positions or all that he's accomplished, what he's done over the years is he has, in my opinion, and I've known him for a long time, grown in wisdom and goodness. And what marks him more than anything else, more than his accomplishments, more than his acquisitions, is how he's gone about it. And at the end of the day, his goodness and his wisdom. So if you all can get to the end of the day with your successful medical practices, and if you can reach a place where you not only have served your patients like he serves his employees, but if you have served your community, and if you have grown in wisdom and goodness, then your IQ will be as high as his. So I just want to let you know that a guy has come to talk to you today that is really, really a good guy.
Thank you, Mr. Sarver. So let me tell you about our governor. James C. Justice II has served as the 36th governor of West Virginia since January of 2017. Governor Justice began his career in the family business in 1974 and started Justice Family Farms in 1977 due to the interest that he had in nature and the outdoors. In the early 1990s, he became the president and CEO of Bluestone Industries and Bluestone Coal. During the following 15 years, he launched a massive expansion of multiple businesses. Governor Justice became the owner of the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, in 2009, bringing in high-profile events such as the PGA Tour, training camps for the NFL and NBA, and other conferences. For years, he has continued the Justice family tradition of being a major supporter of youth programs. He's been president of the Beckley Little League since 1992 and has coached basketball teams of all ages for 36 years. He currently, while he is governor, he is currently the head girls basketball coach at Greenbrier East High School right here in Lewisburg. Governor Justice has been recognized throughout the years for his commitment to local communities and has been the recipient of numerous community service awards, being named as Distinguished West Virginian by Governor, now Senator Joe Manchin, and West Virginian of the Year 3 times by West Virginia newspapers. Governor Justice and his wife Kathy live in Lewisburg and have 2 children, James C. Justice III and Jill Justice, D.O. The governor and his wife recently welcomed their first grandchild, Justice Charles Long. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, the great governor of West Virginia, Jim Justice.
Now, please sit down. Sit, please, please. Before I go any further, I have to tell you that anything that Steve Sarver told you, forget it. One thing for absolute certain, I know ever so well that I am anything but even a smart man in this world. And I know ever so well how terribly brilliant all of you are. Now, let me just say just a couple things. The young man that sang here earlier, our wonderful anthem, just think about this just a second. They say, it was said he is a second-year student. And I don't know where you are, but you may never, ever graduate from here. Because you sing so well, they may make it to where you just are here for a long, long, long time. Now today, I will speak, as many people have characterized me, as folksy, right to the point, always telling you the truth. I won't give you this great, great, great presentation and speech, but I hope I will give you some wisdom along the way. You see, I don't really think you want to talk to me or you want to hear from me. You want on just a level that you have heard so many times where speakers speak and can somewhat put you to sleep. Now, you see I'm wearing the tassel on this side because I understand that I'm going to be receiving a degree here that's unbelievable. And it's unbelievable because of just this, a doctorate, a doctor. You know, I've been many places, and I've got to tell you this story because it's true as it can be. I was in this particular place and I was introduced as, a long time ago, I was a captain. Then I became a coach. Then I became a dad, a husband, a president, a CEO, a governor. And up in the gallery or the audience stood a man, and he said, "Sir, you know what all those degrees mean to me? They remind me of a pig with a curly tail. The only thing that I really recognize in those degrees is a doctor." So just think, now I can go back to this man, because his response was, "As those degrees that you have remind me of a pig with a curly tail, they sure add a lot more style to you, but not another pound of meat." He made me feel bad. But today, I want to especially thank Dr. Edelman and Cheryl. 16 years they've been here. Dr. Edelman has been the president of this great organization for 10 years. Dr. Nimitz is taking over. It is phenomenal, phenomenal what has happened here. As we were coming in, I was driving around right out here in a golf cart. And as a postgraduate, I came to Greenbrier Military School because my dad was convinced that I needed another year before I went to college. And I lived in the quadrangle right over on the right-hand side on the 3rd floor. Now, a kind lady with me said, "Let's put a plaque up there that you lived there." And I said, what would be more fitting is to put a little plaque in where the quadrangle went around, where I walked over and over, day after day, walking demerits off, and there was a little groove in the concrete from where I walked. Now today, a special thanks to our Board of Governors, to our faculty and staff, to all the parents, all the graduates, all the families. What an incredible day. A day for you to be so blooming proud, it's unthinkable. Unthinkable how proud you are of your accomplishments and the fact that your friends and parents of your children and your friends and what these people have done. Now, I salute the great teachers that have brought you to this level. And I want to take you on a little bit of a journey today, and it'll look like you're going off, but I think in the end you'll really understand. Now, no question this school has a terrific reputation. Dr. Edelman mentioned of just a few of the accolades, and I'm not going to go into those because there's so many, it is unbelievable. But to think you graduate as many as WVU and Marshall together, just to think of all those that are serving throughout rural West Virginia, I would say to every one of you, you may go off for a while, but we want you back. We want you back right here in West Virginia. We are on our way now. We are really, truly moving. And this state, with all this incredible beauty and all these wonderful people, now is going to provide you opportunities. And so you may be allowed to go off for a little while to achieve additional training, but you've got to come back. And I'm taking names. Now, let me tell you this. Our beautiful daughter, Jill, is one of you. She just had our first grandchild. And now, I don't know how that kid will make it, because he will be so bloomin' spoiled, it's unbelievable. And he likes sweet potatoes. And he's 5 months old now. And I had him in my arms just the other day, and I had a chocolate chip cookie. And I put the cookie up to his mouth, and he started, I couldn't get him away from it. And he was dying to have that chocolate chip cookie. And so, you know, he may grow to do what I did. You know, one time, I, believe it or not, was really skinny. I was. And then I grew another body. Now, I played basketball right over here. We won our home opener. I think we were playing Bluefield State, and I just was saying earlier, we were behind 90-80 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the game. I made a shot from half court as the buzzer went off at halftime of that game. And our point guard fouled out of that game. We ended up winning that game 93-90. The cadets, who were almost kept in captivity here, they were at the game and they were completely crazy. There is so many things about this place in time, and you, that is so incredibly special. Now, there's a couple of kids here, there's probably more than this that I should know, but Breanne Poland and Chad Brady are here somewhere. And I really, and especially Breanne, I can remember when you were like this big, and now I can remember when I was like this big too. But I congratulate all of you in every way. Now, I would tell you that this life is now going to take you on a journey. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit about that journey. If I were to ask you, first of all, from a wisdom standpoint, what do you have to do in life to get better? What do you got to do to get better? I would bet that you would say answers like study harder, you know, or be more focused, or be more determined, or communicate better, or try harder. But I would tell you just this, and you better listen to me here. If you want to get better in this life, the first thing you better do is admit you're doing something wrong. It's the foundation of everything we have all around us. If you're an alcoholic, what do? You don't say, I'm going to practice harder. That ain't going to work. You have to stand up in front of everyone and say, I'm screwing up. When you're saved at the church, what do? Same thing. We oftentimes forget that, and many of us can't do that. I can. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I'll never not tell you anything but the truth. Now, I believe this with all my soul too. How do you make a friend? You tell a secret, you ask a favor, and you make a confession. Think about it. It's ever, ever so true. Now, let me just tell you this too, and I only am speaking this to the men or the young men that are here in this graduating class. You will hear throughout all your lives, behind every great man is an even greater woman. Don't buy into that. I'm telling you, if something happens to me, investigate Kathy. Because she's trying to get me. Now, I also believe strongly this, that the good Lord gave you the ability to smile and to laugh. And this journey is going to be tough. You may think that it's been tough to achieve where you are right now. You may think it was stressful. You have no clue what you're in store for. This life is going to be tough. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, it's going to be stressful. It's going to have great, great, great rewards, but it's going to be tough. Smile every opportunity you can. and laugh every opportunity you can. Now, I would tell you, for anyone in this crowd that thinks being Jim Justice is easy, you're crazy. You're completely crazy. I would tell you that no matter what I've done with all my heart, with a real passion, a real dedication. But I can tell you, it's tough being Jim Justice. And it will be tough being who you are. Now, let me just keep going and say you just this and kind of try to tie this whole thing together. I ran for governor. The reason I ran, did Jim Justice need to be governor for Jim Justice? No way. No way. I had plenty to do, plenty and then some to do. I ran because I felt like in my heart that was what I was supposed to do. I felt like in my heart that West Virginia had been dead last, and dead last, and I could help change that. And we have. When I walked in on day one, and I do know a lot about business, guys, but when I walked in on day one and they handed me the books, no company could have been more bankrupt than this state was. No company could have ever been more bankrupt than this state was. And the outlook was beyond belief horrible. We took the reddest numbers of all time and turned them black in a very, very quick period of time. We changed the footprint of education and put it as our centerpiece right off the get-go. Not only did we do that, we announced a road bond referendum, and now there's orange cones all over Kingdom Come. Now, in addition to that, the O School could have possibly been threatened to become privatized, and I stepped in the way. And not only that, we had redundancy in the education and the arts, but I said the only way that I'll let that department go is that we grow the arts, and we've done it. And this is what I'm saying to you. In all of that, which has been a miracle beyond belief, many don't know it. Many only know the sound bites of the garbage that some way reported sometimes in the newspapers and the news. Sometimes stones are cast over and over. We have a story to tell that is unbelievable, but yet the stones hurt, and they hurt a lot. And you may say, well, where does he draw his strength? And I personally draw my strength from God above. Now, I would tell you just this. People, person after person comes to me and say, I couldn't do it. I couldn't possibly stand to do what you're doing. Not just the governorship, the business, on and on. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it. And you know what? They're right. They couldn't do it. I was selected to do it. And I would tell you, every last one of you, I was selected as Jim Justice for a reason. Every single last one of you are selected, chosen for a reason. You can do it. You can endure it. Many can't. You have already proven you can. Think about this, and I'm going to speak at 100,000 feet. Again, Jim, where do you draw your strength? Where are you going to draw your strength? Where are you going to draw your strength when you've given all you can give? When you've been up 48 straight hours and you're concerned and you're giving every single ounce of your brain power and all you have. And oftentimes it's ignored. And oftentimes stones are thrown. How are you going to manage that? How are you going to do that? I think about one of the great men, one of the very greatest. Think about Moses just a second. Think about how he went through life. Think about when he basically was leading the Israelites. How was their attitude on many days when this man was providing through God for all their needs? It wasn't very good. But yet, he was chosen to do it. Now, I believe with all in me, you, graduates, have been prepared by these great people and this great institution. But you are here. You are here for a reason. And I would say now, go on your ways in life. You better end up back in West Virginia. But go on your ways in life and do greatness. In your own way, in your own ways, do greatness. Now, I'll leave you with just one last thing, and that is just this. This is an honor for me beyond belief. This is an honor to speak to you as a governor, as your friend, as someone that truly loves you, and someone that respects your accomplishments beyond belief. You are absolutely the elite of the elite, the smartest of the smartest. You have an insight that's unbelievable, and you have grit. You will be asked many times or told many times. People will come up to you and say, how do you do it? Or I could never do what you do. I couldn't do it. I couldn't possibly deliver how you have delivered, and then be ridiculed or a stone be thrown. Just remember just this. You have something that is really special. And I thank you for it and wish you the greatest happiness. The rewards will be very many. The stress will be tough, but you'll make that battle a win. So again, I congratulate you and God bless you, and I thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Well, thank you, Governor. Governor Justice, on behalf of the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine's Board of Governors, administration, and faculty and staff, in recognition of your invaluable contributions to WVSOM, including your strong support and your generosity, and in recognition of your strong leadership and support of our community and our state, it is with great pleasure and an honor that I bestow on you the degree of Doctor of Science honorary causa with all of the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
See, I got my degree before you got it. watch all of y'all go across this thing. But again, congratulations to you. God bless you.
Okay, let's see what we could do here. I would like now to introduce the president of the class of 2018, Lauren Wackerman, who will deliver the class address. Lauren?